problems.
Yeah, we got to get you married. We got to get you married. A lot of people say it though. A lot of people say it. A lot of people say it.
We have many guests calling in. Yeah, we need to find out if we got some guests.
You ready to jump? You ready to jump?
Yeah, we got to get off that marriage subject. Yeah, we gonna get off that right there. Man, look at here. This dude. Look here, man.
Yeah, man. We gonna get you married. Just hang in there.
Okay, y'all hear this? Come on, bro.
Who we got calling in, Ken?
They're about to call in.
Oh, they hadn't called in yet. Okay, well.
Oh, okay.
Okay, they got afraid. So one more time, Ken. What can we be reached at, and what's the number we can be reached on?
214-777-3626.
They calling in now. That's the call in.
Hello.
Who we speaking with? That ain't my wife calling me. Is it time to go for me to come home?
Hello.
Yeah. We having a technical difficulty right now.
No, actually, the phone.
There we go.
Hey, there we go.
Hello.
Anna, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Hear you. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for calling in.
I can hear you now. How are you?
All right,
How are you all?
Thank you for calling in. Now, who we speaking with once again?
It's Anna. Anna?
She can't hear. Turn your radio down a little bit.
My name is Anna.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
Is that the background noise
Anna,
we get?
like Anna, but Anna.
Anna.
Yeah, that's background noise in her car that we hear.
Perfect. Well, hello,
Can you hear me?
Anna.
I'm having problems hearing you.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah, we seem like we got better then.
Yeah.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Okay, is this better?
Oh, we can hear you. We can hear you fine.
We can hear you just fine, Anna. All right. Can you hear us? This is Christopher Schenkel.
You ain't telling who I was.
No, I think we lost Anna. She texted and said she was having tough technical difficulties.
Yeah. Okay. We'll hit her back.
Pull over to a bank or something and
get Anna back on the phone.
Yeah, get her back on the phone. Can you call her?
She's an important factor for today's
Hello.
topic.
Okay, Anna, can you hear us?
Yes, this is so much better. Thank
Okay.
you.
How
are y'all doing today?
We're doing good. You on must be on a iPhone. The iPhone's what we at 12, 13?
I have no
14.
idea.
14. Yeah, you must be an iPhone 14 then, y'all. That's good.
I have an iPhone 13
Okay.
Pro.
Right on. Anna, how you doing? This is Christopher Schenkel.
And
I am doing well. Thank you for asking.
Good deal. Well, we have you here today, and we heard you have some information for us.
Well, sure. I feel that I could add a bit to the conversation. So I met one of the gentlemen from the podcast, and he told me a little bit about what you all do, and I thought it was very interesting, and I applaud you all for the things that you're doing with different people that have been able to rebuild their lives after prison or whatever it is that they had experienced. So we had a conversation about that, and I said, well, I am all too familiar with helping people, pouring into people. I've worked in different sectors, even at with offenders, people that were being reintegrated into society. I've mentored young people. I do therapy as well, variety of therapy. I've worked for a nonprofit. So I think that I could kind of add to, the platform.
okay. We appreciate it. Now, who's this nice looking gentleman you had met?
I met Mr. Trevelyan.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that was Mr. Trevelyan saying that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we already know that you have been you've been styled and finessed. So but I am, like I said, I introduced myself. I'm Christopher Schenkel. I'm part of the podcast. I want to thank you very much for you contributing your time, assistance.
Sure.
And we hope that we can partnership with you on a lot of other things, definitely with the counseling of children. We need that type of support. We would love to support you in any endeavor that you're doing and anything that you have going on. We're here for you at Rebuilding Futures podcast. So if you don't mind, just give us a quick, basically a kind of a description, the insight of you, yourself. How are you helping people? Just kind of share with us if you don't mind.
Okay, I don't mind. So like I said, well, first of all, I'm a mother, so I have children of my own. And that alone, we wear many hats. A doctor, a lawyer, a therapist, a cook, a Uber driver, So aside from that, I'm not from Texas. I am originally from California, South Central LA.
Okay.
I moved to Ohio from there with my father's people, and from Ohio to Texas. Texas has been good to me. I've met many people along the way. My passion is serving in any capacity. If I could just help one person or change one life, that would be enough for me. Like I said, I worked for a nonprofit for many years here in Texas, where we worked with at-risk youth. So I went from the group home sector, working my way up, being promoted to supervisor, and then transferring to our youth emergency shelter at one point, and then going to get credentialed to own and operate my own group home. So I also kind of get my feet wet here and there in real estate. So I wear many hats, but my main focus is helping people, feeding the homeless, pouring into the young people, mentoring, doing therapy, different forms of behavioral therapy, and things like that. I also work with children that are autistic as well. Mm-hmm. So that are nonverbal. We do behavioral therapy and cognitive therapies as well. So yes, that is a little bit of background for me.
Okay.
Just to share with you, that is not a little background.
Yeah. That's huge.
We do not see anything of everything that you do as being small, minute, or little. Yes.
Very
Thank
busy.
you. I'm humble. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Not a problem at all.
It's not easy, but it's possible, right?
Yeah. Well, of course, it's definitely not easy as being a mother. We don't give credit as credit is due, and we should as society, and especially as men, to really commend you for all that you do. I am now a single father, so I still don't get the I still can't do what you ladies can do. Guaranteed. There's no way I could have pushed my daughter out. Done deal. She wouldn't have never got here. So, but everything else that you guys do as single mothers, I mean, my God, we will be days trying to commend you on what you do and everything, but we're going to start tapping in different things that you do. For us, real estate, okay. What part of real estate are you in?
I just finished school back in April, actually. So I partnered with Keller Williams, Dallas, and they took my client, first of all, let me say, one of my clients took a liking to me and my personality and was like, have you ever thought about, real estate and marketing and different things? And I was like, yeah, people tell me that all the time, but I never really gave it any real thought, So she introduced me to someone else that knew someone else through Keller Williams, and then there it went. And I absolutely love being able to, get out and learn and meet people and network and show. And, so again, it's fairly new to me. However, I have been enjoying it. And that is like a side. That's not a full-time job for me. My focus is what I do with therapy and, working with children and, like I said, the group homes and things like that. So that's more of where I am right now.
So can you give us
yes.
So if someone want to reach you and get some information on you, where can you what can you be reached at?
I am on Instagram and Facebook. I can also, I don't mind, putting my number in the comments.
No, we don't.
My information.
No, we don't want to put your personal number. Give us
no, it wouldn't be my personal number. It's not my personal number.
Right, like a social media page that we could follow you on.
Sure, Grace Mercy Favor on all social media platforms.
Okay. Once again, one more time, this time real slow. Yeah, real slow for the slow people. Like me.
Okay, grace, mercy, favor.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and then if you don't mind, just put it in on my Facebook as well.
Okay.
Yeah, because we are following each other. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. You are, cause you. Yeah. So.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
And I like that name, Grace, Mercy, and Favor.
Yes.
And it sounds like, what is that about?
Well, okay. Well, it's just the grace of God and the favor and mercy of God that's on my life. Originally, I had a pseudo name, that did not really work for or fit who I am or what I stood for. I don't take it for granted that I'm here today. All the different things that I had gone through, like I told you, I was born and raised in South Central LA, and at the time it was pretty rough. We all have a story to tell. We all go through different things. And some of us, are still here standing. Well, I think back about the people that I went to school with. Some of them are gone on. I'm 47, and it's just the grace of God that's on my life. It's the favor and the mercy, and I don't take it for granted. So that's pretty much where that came from.
Okay, nice.
Very nice.
And what, coming from South Central by way of Ohio to Texas, that's a route.
That's a route.
That is a route.
I'm telling you.
What information would you like for mothers out there that may be doing the same thing, that could be younger, that are trying to make it in today's society with what we have going on, and maybe need to rebuild themselves and reinvent themselves? As a therapist, what information or what advice do you have for them?
Well, let me say this. Growing up was like, I'm a daddy's girl. Let me just start with that. I grew up with my mother and father until they parted ways, right? But I saw a lot at such a young age in California. My mother ended up on drugs. So as a young lady, as a young girl, should I say, growing up, not having that mother figure in my life at that time, it affected me. It affected, the way I viewed relationships with other women. And it affected me all over, put it like that, until I was able to forgive and learn and unlearn. When I moved to Texas, my mom died, I think, in 2017, right? I had not seen my mom in over 25 years until she passed away. Now, prior to that, I had begun the healing process and the forgiving, process of me forgiving her for her being absent and not really being there when I needed her to be. I think that a lot of young women out here today can attest to either not having their mother or father, or some both. I've worked with children that were in the system that looked to me as a mother figure. So the things that I had gone through was necessary for where I am today. Had I not gone through those things and went through the process of healing and forgiving and understanding addiction, because my mom was on drugs and that is an addiction, and understanding pathology and generational curses and things like that, I would not be able to pour into the kids that I come in contact with and mentor today. I would not be able to be the mom that I am today to my own children, so that those lessons and that hardship and that hurt and bitterness was necessary to help me help somebody else today. What I would tell young people is that there's always hope. Never give up. Believe in yourself. You have to forgive yourself. It starts with you, because we forgive for us, not for them, right?
Right.
Not for the other people that offended you, because they're going to sleep at night and may or may not know that they have hurt you or have offended you. My mother, her mother wasn't a mother to her. So once I understood that, then I was like, okay, I now understand how she was not able to mother me.
Right.
Because she was not mothered.
The generational
She was
curse.
put up for adoption. Yes. Exactly. She was put up for adoption. And whatever trauma she experienced, caused her to resort to self-medicating, which was drugs, crack cocaine, and alcoholism. So I'm just going to have a transparent moment. I went through something some years ago before I moved to Texas. And if I must be real now, my record is good. I wouldn't be able to do what I do today. But let me just make that clear.
Yeah.
However, I did get myself in a situation in the wrong place at the wrong time and almost caught a case. That's that grace that's in the name, right?
Right. Right.
So with that, I had to go through a program that was in lieu of conviction. I'm having a transparent moment because we're going to help somebody today.
Yes, please.
What I had to go through was drug and alcohol class. And I had never been on drugs or alcohol in my life, right? Now, I had to go through those classes and I did not understand it at the time. My attitude was, I don't need these classes. I'm not on drugs. I'm not about to be in here with these people looking like this. I don't want nobody to see me walking up out of here, but it was necessary. I had to go through that to understand addiction and to be able to start the healing process, to be able to forgive my mom for what she had done or lack thereof to me and her children. And through those classes, I was able to not only understand addiction, it struck something up in me, to want to further my education and knowledge when it comes to counseling and drugs and different things like that.
So what you're saying, you don't have to be on drugs or alcohol to go through the class to understand someone in your family or someone in your past to better make you go forward in your life.
No, you don't have to go through it. But for me, I understand now that situation was for me to go through so that I can heal.
Right.
So that I can understand, so that I can become educated, and so that I can unlearn some things, in different ways about myself. And healing starts with me.
Right.
We may not be, it's not our fault what people do to us, but our healing is our responsibility.
Right.
So through that, I was able to start the journey of healing and forgiving my mother. And if I can forgive my mother, I can forgive other people that offend me or have offended me throughout the years of my life, and forgive myself.
Yes.
The same grace that God extends to us or that we have to extend to ourselves. There are times that I've gone astray or done things or didn't always make the right decisions and choices, but I forgave myself.
Right.
I had to learn that. That's not always easy because we beat ourselves up. We start becoming, we feel inadequate and we start having self-doubt. And it starts in the mind. And so we can retrain our mind, we can rebuild our lives, right?
Right.
And we can start all over.
Okay. Anna, excuse me. Like I said, this is Chris asking you a quick question.
Okay, sure.
We talk about rebuilding ourselves and how we had to forgive ourselves and things of that nature. But what I've came in contact with is a lot of people that don't know how to even start to do that. They don't know how to start to forgive themselves. They don't know how to start to rebuild themselves or to build up this self-confidence. So what are some of the things that you did for you actually to say, was it breathing techniques? Was it you going out praying more? Was it you going out of town and just having peace of mind being with you? We talk a lot and you hear it everywhere. You need to have self-love, but no one gives us direction on how to do that. So how did you begin your journey on self-love?
Okay. So for me, going out of town and all of that is all good, right? Different things work for different people. Surrounding yourself and having a support system, somebody that's going to hold you accountable, somebody that's going to pour into you, somebody that's not going to pacify you and have a pity party with you, but they're going to hold you accountable and say, you know what? Okay, girl, go ahead and feel what you're feeling, but then we're going to shake it off and we're going to keep it moving. We're going to identify. So first you have to accept the responsibility, right? You accept what has happened. You show yourself a little bit of compassion. And then these are like the 4 R's of forgiveness, right? Then there's remorse. So you use that guilt and remorse as a getaway to positive behavior and reinforcement, to change, right?
Okay.
Then the restoration process takes place. So you have to make amends with whoever you're forgiving, even if it's me forgiving me, although it's tough.
So,
right?
So I got a question right quick. This is
hold on, because I was very interested in the last R.
Yes,
The renewal.
I'm sorry.
There we go.
I know somebody's going to want to know what that last R
Yes,
was.
we got to hear the last R. Renewal.
The
Okay.
renewal process, which is learn from the experience and you grow as a person. So I would say you grow through it. You're going through it, but you're going to grow through it so that you learn about you become more attuned, more aware to not make those same mistakes.
Okay.
And you grow through it. You go through, but you're growing while you're going through.
Okay.
Yes.
In growing, we all know that when you are growing, you do also have growing pains.
Oh, yes.
So we are all so familiar with that, and you don't have to have a handbook on the pain. The pain comes easy.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So So I mean that's what definitely we need is that type of insight, what you just shared with us. A lot of people will probably take those. You call it the 4 R's, correct?
Right.
And what were they in order again?
Sure. So you take responsibility,
Responsibility.
right?
Got you.
Because you have to own it. In order to heal, you first have to reveal.
Exactly.
You have to reveal that there is a problem with me. There's something going on. Some people they say, oh, I don't have a problem. I don't need therapy. I don't have this is just me. This is how I was raised. And that's sad. They have to break that way of thinking. So if you're taking responsibility by accepting what has happened, right? Okay. Then you have the remorse part of it.
Okay.
The restoration and the renewal.
Okay.
Yes. And I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Anna.
To piggyback on what you said about, it's kind of like self-care. What is it that people can do? Some people, they go out of town. For others, they may go and read a book. Some people, they just steal away. Everybody is different. Love on yourself a little bit more. Give yourself credit. I give myself credit for even the small things. When you said that earlier, I said, well, that's just a little bit about me. I appreciate that. I was just being humble. But I love me for me.
Okay, well, seeing that we on that, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Wait, hold on, Chris.
Nah, I got a question
because I'm gonna forget it.
No, you can't forget it.
And it's very important.
No, you can't forget it.
No, I'll forget it.
Okay, well, say it because I ain't gonna.
No.
Go ahead, ask Anna what you need.
Because it's something that Chris was talking about when we first started. He was talking to a young lady, and the young lady was kind of upset with him. Not at what we were doing, but she was saying, like, Chris, if y'all are helping people that are formerly incarcerated and somebody gets out and you know that they hurt somebody and you help them, she couldn't get past the concept that Chris would actually help someone that had done something wrong that he knew about, even to her. Right. And so we were trying to find people or anybody that can come along and help victims find forgiveness. And so when you were talking about your mom and having to forgive your mom, and then you just brought up the 4 R's, do you have any advice for victims? Because we are returning citizens, and we're talking about returning citizens, but we also have the opposite side of the spectrum of the victims. So what can you give, what advice can you give to them on forgiveness of things that happened to them that they probably have a right to be mad about?
Okay, I got one better for you. So this is a true story. And my daughter may be watching, my oldest daughter. Because I be telling people about it, but I'm not going to put her name out. Yeah. But this is a real thing. So one of my cousins touched my child when she was 8 years old, and he was 36 years old, right? Mm-hmm. And he was my cousin. So we all went to the same church, and we all worshiped together. He was like my favorite cousin. I let him in my home. My husband trusted him at the time when I was married, and he would watch the kids and things like that. Well, when I was giving birth to my now 15-year-old, my oldest daughter was 8 at the time, and my cousin was there helping with the kids. Well, she told my god sister that my cousin touched her. So we went through the whole victims of crime and us being the victim and and all of that. So I understand the caller or the young lady that feel like, you guys are helping them, but what about the victim? Right. I was in the middle. So that was my daughter and that was my cousin. My responsibility, of course, is to my child.
Right.
Come hell or high water, my responsibility is to my child. But I understand because I had to go through the whole court system and the victims of crime and all of this different stuff. And I felt like, well, what about us? But it took a lot of prayer. It took a lot of prayer, a lot of soul searching and reflecting. And I forgave my cousin, and my children did not understand it at the time because they're like, what? Now, does that mean that he will sit at my table or come to my home and break bread with me? No. Does that mean that he will be allowed in our space and around my children? No. But I wanted to show my kids the power of forgiveness.
Yes.
And what that means and what it represented, how when you don't forgive, you give that other person the power over you. You're giving them a piece of the power, because you're walking around holding this malice and this grudge and hate in your heart and bitterness. And I understand it comes from a place of trauma. I had to understand trauma more as I became more educated, and I took trauma-informed classes and courses and this and that. And, but it's easier said than done, right?
Right.
That is something that it has to happen over time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's possible, though, if the person is willing to do the work. If they're willing, it's possible.
Okay, Anna, so here's my deal. If that guy, your cousin, calls us and he needs help, okay, of course, we're looking forward to working with you in the future.
Yes.
So you do realize that if he calls us, we are going to help him to the best of our ability.
I understand.
Okay.
I definitely understand.
Now, so how do you feel about that?
Well, he's a person, right?
Right.
I believe that we all deserve to be treated with respect and dignity, and we deserve to be able to function in society as productive citizens. And I believe that we as a community of people, it's our responsibility. We have a lot of sick people walking around here. Who helps take care of them?
Okay.
There's such a need for mental health specialists and mental health therapists and this and that. Who helps take care of them?
Exactly.
So it's our responsibility as the community, right? Of people.
Exactly.
Not just you all and me, but the outside world as a community. Because otherwise they're going to continue to walk around and be sick. Who helps them heal?
Exactly. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Whenever when you encounter someone that, I guess you could say, go to the levels of touching on children and things of that nature, that person is not mentally healthy.
No, they're
so
not.
there is an issue, whether we want to address it as a community or address it on a personal basis, but there is an issue with people like that, right? So sometimes I think, and listen, I don't know how you did it. Like I said before, when we started this entire conversation, I got to commend you on so many different levels. That is something that will be very, very difficult for me, because I'm a protector of not only my children, but of my friends, my family. I'll put myself in harm's way before I do anything to anyone else. So
I understand.
When it comes to forgiveness, if someone was to violate my children or something of that nature, that's something I'm going to really have to go to God with, and we just going to have a sit down and talk. And I'm going to tell you, let me tell you what I'm going to tell God. You made me, so you know what I'm finna do.
And it's not easy.
You made me, so you know what I'm finna do. And he just gonna have and this is the part that y'all might not, y'all gonna agree or disagree with me, but y'all gonna have to pray for me, because right at that particular moment,
he ain't lying.
My understanding would absolutely be zero, and I'm gonna say no, y'all gonna have to forgive me. You ain't gonna have to forgive. Y'all say what I'm about to do right now is, y'all might look at me totally different. This man's insane. But I know that about myself. So you have actually experienced it. You've been through it. You survived. You became stronger. Your faith, everything has grown. Hey, hats off to you. Because Lord have mercy. I have a granddaughter right now. And oh Lord have mercy, I can't even think like that.
Yeah, just a thought of us thinking what you went through or had to deal with
My God.
is a problem. You know what I'm saying? So,
and my daughter, and what my daughter had to endure,
right,
exactly,
right. So
healing from,
So
and as a sorry, go ahead.
And that's what I want to touch bases on. I mean, we can all say that we can forgive and forget, but the victim themselves has a lifetime trauma.
Yes.
Lifetime trauma. Yes. And what they have to, for them now, they feel that they done something wrong because they see you in a place that then forgave and having a relationship with that person. Now they feel that they was totally wrong, that I shouldn't have said nothing. You know what I mean? So
no. Now I don't feel with them. Let me clarify.
No, I'm saying no. I'm saying maybe your daughter.
I knew it was like, hold on, don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
Let's not even be politically correct. I don't mess with that man.
I'm not saying that. You know, I'm just saying for them to see you being cordial with them, or just even having a conversation, or just the note that you can be in the same room and still keep your composure. You know what I'm saying? Because that victim is their reaction is going to be different. They may start sweating, the hands, palms of their hands. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, they might not can't eat. They may not can't sleep for the rest of that night. You know what I'm saying? So
that's true.
I wanna touch on that. So the relationship with you and your daughter, you know, if I may, because when I met you, from the outside looking in, it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It was beautiful because, you know, when me and my partner, we met you, first of all, we didn't know that was your daughter. We didn't know that was your daughter.
Say that.
We didn't know that was your daughter. But the relationship, you guys, the way you guys interact with each other, you know what I'm saying, is beautiful, you know. So what you had to give up and what you had to do to make that, you know, stay a mother and daughter relationship?
Let me tell you, if I must be honest with you, it has taken and is taking work, because I have to be gentle with her. Mm-hmm. And she has told me sometimes in the harshest of ways that, Mom, I need you. I'm asking you a question. I need answers. You know, I need this. She is growing and she's learning, you know, and she's becoming. And she's trying to heal from whatever she needs to heal from, you know, to be better. When I tell you my daughter is super smart, super smart, beautiful inside and out. There are times when I have to take a step back and listen. You know, the same way I listen to other people, I have to listen to my own children. I remember when I was working for the nonprofit, my daughter said she was in high school and getting ready for prom. And she's like, you love these kids, but I need you. This is my senior year. You know, you working and we know you love what you do, but we need you, because I was working so many, like 16-hour days, living on the campus at the job, in an apartment that came with the job and the salary and the this and the that. You know, we were new to Texas. And I'm like trying to get on, in my mind, I'm like, I got to get out here and get it, because I have to get it, you know? Right. So I was putting in hours, but sometimes when you're that busy, you miss moments that matters the most. So we are still healing. I took her yesterday to Dallas to a restaurant. We had a nice time. We hung out all day. I had not seen my daughter in a few days, you know, a few weeks, because she's doing her thing and I'm doing my thing. And it was much needed. So I try to use those moments to just love on her and embrace the moment and build memories. It doesn't change what happened, but we can't stay there. Right. We have to move forward. So it has taken, and like I said, is taking to this day, and I'm just being real. I love my baby, you know, and it hurt me. And so when you all say, oh, you probably wouldn't be able to do it and you'll have to have a conversation with God, I had many conversations with God. I had many. It went from me, you know, wanting to take matters into my own hands, right, but knowing that will land me some prison time, and then I'm really going to be away from my kids, right? Right. So I have to use wisdom. And a lot of the times it's not my own wisdom. It's wisdom that can only come from God. Yes. So I've had several conversations, and I've sat in the mess, and it was ugly, but it was true. And it didn't feel good. But looking back, I had to go through it. And now I can be the voice and advocate for other young girls and children. And I tell my daughter, I say, you got a story you can tell to somebody else.
Right.
How you came out and how you are becoming better. And, you know, you are resilient. One thing I believe is that no pity party. You feel it,
yes.
You process through it, and let's figure out a way out.
Yes.
And move on.
Yes.
You know, Honest, it's funny you say that because my mom kind of did the same thing when I was growing up, and my mom and my dad were divorced. So my grandmother would tell me all these stories. My grandmother was mad at my dad, and my mom would never be mad at him. And as kids, we couldn't understand it. And so we're like, why aren't you mad at him? He calls, you talk to him, you should be mad at him. And that's because that's what my grandmother told us. My mom would never be mad at him, and she forgave him because she said, I have to forgive him to completely let him go. So in order to be done with the situation, the only way to completely be done with the situation was in forgiveness. And so it took us a long time to understand it. We were just like, my mom's being weak because my grandmother's tough. She's mad. She's ready to fight. And my mom's like, no, but I'm ready to let it go. And so she just made it her fault. She would always say, it wasn't him. I don't know how to pick. And so she never picked again. My mom, she never got with anybody else. She stayed by herself. I don't know how to pick, so I'm not going to pick. But later on, we found out what she was doing is because when she didn't give us that hate, when she didn't allow us to feel it, she said, if you start hating this, you're going to hate this. And then it's going to be easier to hate this. And next thing you know, you're consumed with this hate that's unnecessary because there's nothing, your hate will not do anything to your dad. It's not going to pierce his flesh. It's not going to make him feel bad. It's not going to do anything to him. It's only for you. And it's only going to affect you. And I never understood it until I got to an older age where, okay, now I get what she was doing. That's
a different type of strength, right?
Yes, different type of strength. Some people say, I don't know
how you do it. And I'm like, it's no doing of my own. That is a strength that can only come from God or whatever higher power you believe in. You know, like I am not super religious, but I'm very spiritual. I don't believe, although I just left church, I don't always go. There's nothing wrong with it, but I don't believe that you have to be in a building to have a relationship with God. My worship and praise is not predicated on the walls of any church. This right here is fellowship.
Yeah.
I am learning. I'm sure there's someone listening that is learning, I hope. You know, and that's what it's about, getting the tools that you need to move on and be productive in this society, right? And to pay it forward. Help somebody else. Like I said, my children have been all out there on Lancaster and Fort Worth where we have fed the homeless. I started a sisterhood group, and we would go and partner, and we would, out of our own pockets, feed the homeless, give away Mother's Day gift bags. But I told the group of women, I said, you know, it's not enough for me to just feed them and walk away, because there are so many other nonprofit agencies and churches and things down there passing out water and giving food. I want to follow up. My goal was to do kind of like case management, right? Although they get that at the shelters, but not everybody get it. So I said, you know, it's like you're teaching a person to fish instead of feeding them the fish for that day.
Right.
I want to say, hey, why are you down here with your kids at this shelter? What is it that we can help you with? Is it employment? Is it habitual homelessness? Is it domestic violence? Are you running from something? Is it addiction? How can we as a group help you be better? You know, there are women down there with their kids sitting at the bus stops because they have to get out at the when the morning comes. They have to leave the shelter. So a lot of them are just roaming around. Not everybody down there is mentally ill. Not everybody down there is on drugs. Some young ladies are down there because they really cannot afford to keep a job, to put their kids in daycare, and to make ends meet. So I said to the group, I said, look, I don't feel comfortable with just feeding them and walking away. It's on my heart when I go to bed. Yeah. I want to know, how is it that we can help you be better in the like long term? Do we need to pay for you for childcare for the first 2 weeks? You get a job. Do you need an outfit to wear to a job interview? How is it that we can help? And that's my passion. That's my heart. And if I need to talk to somebody, I don't have the tools. I don't know what to do next. I have these kids. Their dad is either around or not around. I need help. What can I do? How can you help me? And then we can sit down and say, okay, well, what's the problem? Let's identify the problem. let's see how we can help you get some type of resolve. That's what I'm about.
And I feel you, and the problem that I have with that, and the experience I've had with that, and it still hurts me now. Just the other day, I was in the car with my cousin, and we was riding, and this lady, she was on the side of the road, and she was doing flowers. She had the flowers, roses or whatever, and she had these 2 kids, and one of the kids was by the tree, that had squatted down by the tree, and was using the bathroom, and then and then the other kid was in a little chair with his head back, sleep in the middle of the day, in the heat. Now, I can't save everybody. I trust me, God knows my heart. I wish I could save everybody I put my hands on, come in contact with, and that's been my $1 million question is, what can we do? And as of right now, that is the question. What can we do? Because some people won't even come and ask for help because they don't, first of all, they may not even know how.
The resources. They're not resourceful.
Yes. And the government, as of my knowledge, has no program.
And that's where it starts. The politicians. It starts when we are going to cast our ballots, when we are, going to vote. Yes. And not just voting for people because they look like us.
There you go.
Vote for those that we know that are going to really be about making change, no matter what color they are.
And hold them accountable.
Stand firm on it. And hold them, exactly. Stand firm on it. Yes. And so it starts there, but then being creative. Yeah. Hey, what can we do? I know we can't reach everybody, but if we just reach a few, it's change being made. Be the change we want to see. Hey, how much do you have? Let's start a business. Let's start a soup kitchen. Let's start a foundation. Let's see if we can go and get this real estate property and start a business and get somebody to go in and there are ways, but there's strength in numbers. I can't do it by myself. You can't do it by yourself, but it's doable and it's possible. Yes. But we have to stay focused on the goal. The goal is to help them be better. Yes. Even if it's just, our focus for this first quarter of the year is going to be on single moms. Once we have helped so many, let's say Project 200, we're going to help 200 single moms. They may not all need just housing. Some of them may be like, you know what? I had a Section 8 voucher. I lost it because I let this man come live with me and he sold dope out of it. Whatever, I'm just giving you an example. Yeah. Whatever the case may be. I need someone to go down here with me to this hearing and advocate for me so that I can try to get my voucher back. If there's a such thing. I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah, we
so there are ways. Yes. There are ways that we can get together as a team and brainstorm and say, okay, what are your strengths? Right. Well, I'm good at communication and I'm good at outreach. Okay, well, you're in real estate. Well, you're good at this. I may not have the backing financially, but I know somebody that does.
It does.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Or we can all put our little pennies together and we could come up,
right, with
a plan. So there are ways that it can be done. But people have to be willing to do the footwork.
Yes. And
that's not easy because we all have our lives to live and our families and our children. Right. So that's a separate thing outside of our normal work schedules and children and wives and husbands, whatever we have going on. But if we dedicate, I don't like to sign up for something and I know that I'm not going to be able to dedicate to it. Right. But I am very chop. So if I say that I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, your word.
Yes, my word is bond.
And I will say I've met you only once, but from the conversation we have had, your word has always been your word. You say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. You have been following us since I met you. You've been following us and you've been consistent and persistent. And what I do want to say with a lot of listeners, some may and may not know, you do have a bigger story. We hadn't got to that yet. And we don't have time to get to that to this time, but we're definitely going to have you again on the podcast because you bring a lot. You have a lot of energy.
Thank you.
Kristen started taking his shoes off over here for some odd reason. I don't know.
Anna, this man just left church, and the first thing he doing is start lining up. Pray for him. Just pray.
We're gonna keep him in prayer. We
have to. Anna, well, I'm sitting right here and I'm listening to you, and they gonna always tell you that I have a total difference of opinion and thoughts.
Say it though. A lot of people say it.
A lot of people say it. Anna, let me share. Let me share a little short story with you. I got a really close friend of mine. His name is Brian. And me and Brian work real close together. I mean, he's my dog. $100,000. He's the type of man that he has a lot of character. He's a beautiful heart. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's 6'8". So
wow.
his demeanor is like, oh my God.
Pull your pistol out. Pull your pistol out.
Yeah. But when this guy walks up to you, he has the most kindest heart in the world. Yeah. So
gentle.
Gentle giant to the fullest.
Yeah.
Yes. Until he's angered, then you realize he is a giant.
Yeah.
So we were working in the oil field, and at the time I was engaged, and my fiance has daughters. And so we lived in a 2-story home. So I brought him to the house, and the guest bedroom was upstairs. And so and the children slept upstairs, and we were in the master bedroom downstairs. And so he goes in, and next morning we get up, and I prepare breakfast for us, and we sit down at the table, and we having a good time. We laughing and talking, and then so we made a stop from Oklahoma to stop in there in Dallas, and then we were going to go down to South Texas to continue, working in the oil field with Halliburton.
Sure.
So he said, Chris, can I ask you something, bro? And I say, yeah. Now this is a true story. Now, y'all, I mean, if you know me, y'all go, this how I am. So he said, man, I want to ask you something. I said, what's that? He said, you let me sleep in the house, man, but your daughters is upstairs. Why you do that? I said, oh, it's simple, B. He said, why? I said, if you had done something to him, I would have killed you. And he said,
I knew that was the answer.
Yeah, a dead ass. Just like that. Just like that. And I said it.
I knew that was the answer.
I said it exactly like that. And man, trust me, y'all. He gonna tell you. So he said, you would kill me, Shank? I said, dead ass right then. Where you stay?
Yes, sir.
So he said, he said, oh, okay. I said, B, do you know why? He said, no. I said, because I brought the devil home. I can't live with bringing the devil home. Those girls entrusted me. I brought the devil home. So I would have to show them that I could kill the devil.
Wow.
So that was my whole take. A dead ass serious. Me and him been friends now for forever and a day. We good. But that was my. It's like if I bring the devil home, then I got to show you, because I can never take away the trauma. Once it's done, I can't fix that. But what I can show you is that I have the authority, power, will, drive to kill the devil if I bring him home. You see what I'm saying? And I told my son the same thing. We was looking at the Trayvon Martin trial, and his father had ran into George Zimmerman at a grocery store, and he if you can remember the trial, he didn't react on it, but he was aware that George Zimmerman had killed his son. And I looked at my son's eye and I said, say, man, do me a favor. He said, what's that? I said, man, please just try to keep yourself in a position where you don't interact with anything like that, because I don't think I would have the strength inside of me knowing that someone had taken your life to be in the same presence of that person, the same space of that. I couldn't do it. I said, so save us both, my man, and try to keep yourself around people that you feel that wouldn't harm you, And he understood. But I mean, I'm like I said, I'm a little different. When I was sitting here and you said, I forgave him, and I would have forgave B too, but he wouldn't physically be in the presence for me to forgive him. He would have had to be somewhere else, because I personally because I am a protector, okay?
Yeah.
And the people around me, I always say I build a safety net for them.
Yeah.
So if I'm interacting with you and I'm for you, when I'm for you, I am truly for you. That's just who I am as a person. So if something was to happen to you based on something that I did, then I'm going to do everything in my power to try to correct that.
Okay, I want to step in right quick if I may.
Go ahead.
Make this real brief and short. I want to separate that, Shank. I want to separate that. I want to separate because that was a thought that you had, and it was a reality that what she had. Because in life, we'll say what we'll do. Until we get to that point, we won't know. We won't know. Because, I promise you, I feel if somebody, put their hand, we are protectors. And just like she just said, she probably said the same thing. Anybody touch my kids, I'll kill them.
Yeah, she probably.
You get what I'm saying? But in that moment, in that time, you got a lot going on, a lot of things happening. And that's why I'm giving her the highest kudos that I can give her and commend her to be a better person, to understand and learn how to forgive and move on. Not forget, but forgive and move on. Because, like I say, we'll say what we will do, and trust and believe. I know if B would have did something, your first thought would have been,
oh yeah.
It probably wouldn't even been a thought.
We talking about me though, Scoop.
Right. But at the same time,
I know me.
Yeah, we do.
All I ever wanted to be when I was young was me.
Right.
So I know me. My actions. That's why I told her, Anna.
But we do know
hands
God.
down, beautiful soul.
But we
hands
do know
down, you got a beautiful soul. But me, Christopher Schenkel,
yes,
in trouble.
But there is a God.
Yes,
there's a God,
and I would have had him forgive me in prison.
But watch this. God could have been putting his hands on Brian.
What you mean?
Slowing you down, saving his life, slowing you down. We just saying because your thought process is eliminate him, but God could have moved. See with the power of God when it moved, bro, it's unbelievable.
I understand.
It could have went a different way.
It could have went. It could have went all. It could have went a million different ways.
Spin on it?
Please,
yes,
sweetheart.
Let me say this, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
So let's say that I was the parent that was like, "Oh, okay, you did that. I'm gonna put a hit out on you,
Right?
Or I'm gonna take matters in my own hands,
Right?
Because what would that have solved? Because now what I'm trying to protect her from, I have other children that came after her.
Right.
So I go to prison, Lord forbid. Who's going to protect her from the next life situation? It may not be that,
right?
But it can be something. It's going to be something, because that's the world we live in, right?
Yes,
exactly.
So then, mommy is put away because mommy showed her true colors, because out of anger and hurt and how dare you and you did this to mine. Which any of us, the humanistic and natural instinct would be to be angry, to want to get them back, to want to retaliate. But see, that retaliation can cause another domino effect of things that can be even more detrimental to the whole household, to both sides of the family. Mind you, that was my cousin.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Now, I go and take matters into my own hand, and I'm in prison, and who's going to take care of my children?
Right.
Who's going to be there? Now, although their father was very present, don't get me wrong, but who's going to be there to mother them? Like we talked about earlier in the call, a lot of the times men can't do what women do.
Exactly.
You know?
100%.
So who's going to nurture them? Who's going to do the pre-teaching? Who's going to say, you know what? That was wrong. Baby, I'm sorry that you were a victim of this. But that does not define who you are.
Yes,
That's what you went through.
Right. Exactly.
And my grandmother used to say, baby, if you live long enough, meaning if you live on this earth long enough, you're gonna see so many different things.
Exactly.
Good, bad, right, wrong, or indifferent. If I had taken matters into my own hands, who's gonna nurture? Who's gonna mother? Who's gonna protect?
Yes.
Because now the protector is gone.
It's gone.
That's correct.
And Scoot,
One of them.
Scoot, I heard what you were saying. But I think the difference comes into it. I'm gonna say something that's not really popular. To me, it's kind of based on gender too. Okay. So when I say that, I mean it like this. I know where Chris is coming from. And I grew up around Chris's dad. So we're talking about generational. Instilled in Chris is only one reaction.
Yeah.
So no, I'm no. So no, hear me when you say this. Yeah. Instilled in him is one reaction. Yes. And so Anna was listening to you. And so from Chris's standpoint, it's wife, you go do this. Of everything that you said, you would have to do Anna. Like if you were gone, who's gonna mother the children, right? So from Chris's standpoint, mama, you have to now mother because the only option I have is this.
Exactly.
And I understand it because I grew up with him. So
I was just going to say, you've been knowing me as a child. So my only option was that.
I was talking to my daughters and they said.
So when does it change?
I mean, now, Anna, let me tell you now, it has changed, a lot.
Okay.
But when I tell you, and I know you didn't know my father, but it was me and my dad. You know what I'm saying? And
I understand that.
The way that he raised me was like, you got to be this monster. I'm like, why? You know what I'm saying? He's like, because it's just me and you. So if they get past you and get past me, they got the fort. So understand what I'm looking at. If the guy that I brought home to my children, he got past the fort. Oh, I got to reclaim the castle. And if I have to sit in jail after, I'm good with that. And when I I would be zoom zooms, wham whams.
I told the twins. Me and the twins
I'm telling y'all, man, that's just
a discussion about makeup.
Lord have mercy.
So they wanted to wear, they're 13.
That's a whole, Anna, that's a whole nother topic because.
But I understand, and don't get me wrong, and I'm not judging or anything.
Oh, no, sweetheart, I know.
I understand. I told you I was born and raised in South Central LA.
Right on.
And I have an older brother. He did a 10-year bid from 17 years old to 28 years old. Wow. For drugs. Right on. And nobody advocated for him. At 17, you going into a federal prison at 17. Yeah. So I get it. I get that whole, that's I get it. It was just you and your dad.
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah. And my mom used to say, although, in her drug day, but it's real. She said, I will go to jail or hell for my children.
Yeah, there you go. And you know what? I'm good with that. When I tell you I'm all the way good with that, because I know, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't do the stepchildren thing. I mean, they my children, yours, even though, me and the mother's not even together, but those children, if they pick up the phone right now and call me, something's going to move immediately. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those type of, Lord have mercy.
But Chris, hold on. You didn't let me finish my story.
Go ahead on, finish the story.
I was telling the twins, they 13, so they want to wear makeup.
Right.
And all eyeshadow and everything else. So I was like, nah, we're not ready for that yet.
How old are they?
13.
Okay.
So they were, and we probably had this conversation last year when they were 12.
Right.
And so they couldn't understand why I was saying that they weren't ready for it. Mm-hmm. And some of their friends, of course, are able to wear makeup too.
Right.
And so I said, the easiest way I can put it to you is you put on makeup, you look older than 13.
That's what they want.
Then when you look older than 13, somebody that's a lot older that may prey on 17-year-olds that could be 40.
Right.
Thinks that you're 17.
Right.
And then he preys on you. He knows what to say. You don't know it. And then all of a sudden, we have a problem. I said, now here's the problem with the problem. You don't understand the men in your family. I said, as soon as I verbalize the problem,
it's a problem.
There's only one solution
to that problem.
At that solution, you lose dad, cousins, and brothers.
Yeah.
So let's just not wear the makeup. So, but in my head, I'm going, you'll always have your mom.
Yeah.
But my only option that I know of until we get to talking more and you get to talking to people more, the only option that we have programmed in us right now, because I grew up in your house, is one option. You can do a lot to us and we can forgive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the men. And for the women, we look to the women to forgive most of the time. Yeah, you're supposed to forgive. The men are where we have the back. So it's like we hit you forgive. We hit, you forgive. But I mean, that was my little take on that. Anna, we're not gonna hold you up much longer. If there was anything that you didn't get a chance to say or you would like to say, before we close out, what would it be?
She's not gonna be able to say it.
What?
She got a whole nother, because you got a whole nother story. This ain't gonna be the last time. I mean,
no. We're talking about her closing today.
You gonna close? Okay.
Yeah, her closing today.
Well, you gotta forgive
Anna.
me. I've been in church.
Yeah. He's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Anna, we definitely inviting you back at any time. I actually want you to come in person, sit down, and you definitely need to share as much information about how people can reach you. You have the floor for that. Any way that we can help you, get with Ken, Eric, me, whatever, and we can start, getting this thing together, because we're supporting you 100%. We see that you have been supporting us. So go ahead. You have the floor. Please share and let people know how they can get with you. The multiple hats that you wear, go ahead on and broadcast them. We want to see all those hats laid on the platform right now. So the floor is yours.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So first of all, I would like to say thank you so much for your time. I appreciate what you all are doing and reaching the masses. And we're going to continue to reach all the more people on different platforms and as well as in the community. I just see the vision for what you all are doing, and I see that, it can go even further. Like I said, there's strength in numbers. So thank you so much for having me. Again, I'm on Facebook, Instagram at Grace Mercy Favor. And if anyone need any other resources, I am very resourceful with different programs and things in the community, from rental assistance to food pantries and different churches. My church next Saturday, I'm just going to give a shout out. I go to the Chosen Vessel Cathedral, which is Bishop Marvin L. Sapp. Next Saturday from 11 until 1, they're having a back to school giveaway. They're doing free haircuts, school supplies from elementary all up to college. And they are also giving away free tablets to those that qualify. So I am very resourceful. For mental health, MHMR is available. There's the mobile MCOP crisis unit that will come out and assess. I used to work at the psychiatric hospital. It used to be Sundance out 287, and then the other one was on 121 at Fort Worth. Now it's Perimeter. But I'm very resourceful, so anybody can message me. Feel free on Instagram or Facebook. And again, thank you so much. And I just want to encourage all of the listeners. Just be encouraged. Take it day by day. Sometimes people say, I'm taking it day by day. If you need to take it moment by moment, do that. Take a step back. Love on yourself. Forgive yourself. Hit the reset button. Sometimes we just have to realign ourselves, and start over. It's okay to start over. I've lost everything at times throughout life. Being married, then not being married. Being in a household with the children and the husband, to being a single mother again, moving to a different state, starting all over, family that said that, oh, I got you, I will support you. When you actually living with people, it doesn't always work out. But I was determined, and I did not stop. And I thank God, because as I look back, it was necessary. So I just want to encourage everybody that's listening, and hopefully I was able to add some value to the group, and look forward to next time. Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. And thank you so much for calling in. And get with Ken, and we'll set up, get some more of your time with to do this again. Once again, yes, we sure appreciate you being a part of a Rebuilding Futures podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And if you all are doing any outreach or would like to, we can partner up and do that, just to kind of take it a step further, helping the people that are re-entering society that's getting out of prison. They need help. They need to know that, yes, I messed up. I didn't make the best choice in that moment, but it doesn't define who I am. There are still some good people out here that have a heart and that are willing to change. They're like, I'm tired of living the way that I used to live. I want something different. When you want different, you do different.
You do different.
You do different. So, you know the ones that are really serious about it. And there's some people, they want it, but they don't have the drive to take the initiative or to put the first foot forward. They don't know how to even do that. So sometimes they just need that encouragement, somebody that's going to believe in them, that's going to say, man, I got your back.
Right.
You know, I got you. What do you need? You need a bus pass? I got you. You need a job lead? I got you. You got an interview coming up? That's what's up. Right. Okay, cool, man. What you need? You need some khaki pants, a white shirt, you know? So things like that. Sometimes it's just the smallest thing. And sometimes people, they don't know how to reach out because of embarrassment.
Right.
And like, we all fall short. We all have a story to tell. Nobody, my grandmother used to say, you're not better than anybody, but you're just as good as the next person.
There you go.
So thinking not highly of yourself, because the same God that gives, he can take away, and he can humble you and put you right back, you know,
just as quick
down here where you need to be. Yes, just as quick as he can elevate you.
Yes,
so it's important for us to reach back and build people up and let them know that there is hope. There is a life after imprisonment. And sometimes, I'm going to just say this because I will keep talking, Lord. I was nervous and all of it just went out the window.
You good. I love it. I love this energy.
But sometimes we are imprisoned in our mind. See, we may not be in an institution. We can be right at home, or we can be in a room full of people and still be in prison and not set free.
Right.
We are only as free as the rope or the chain allows us to go.
Right.
But once that chain is broken, we are free indeed.
Yes.
And you can do and go and be whatever you put your mind to do and be. And I'm going to say this before I end. You all had Miss Nita on your podcast. I don't know if she's listening, but I told Ken I want to meet her one day. She really inspired me.
Oh, yeah, didn't she?
Yeah, I made the phone call today.
Inspired me. Do you hear me?
Yes.
And I just wanted to say, keep doing what you all are doing. It's not going unseen. I have shared your podcast with many people, and they were inspired. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You have a good one.
Have a good day.
All right,
yes,
you too.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that was good, man. I'm glad she's real. Got some real good energy, man. I like that, man. I like that.
Yeah.
I had another caller that was going to call in. I don't know if he tried to call in or not.
No, nobody did. Nobody called him.
But we'll catch him next week. We're going to go on and
shut it down.
Yes, sir.
Shut it, I'm hungry.
You hungry? You're always hungry.
My body weary.
Weary. Yeah, weary.
All right. So with that being said, everybody, I am glad that you guys are tuning in. I took a couple of weeks off?
A month.
No, that's a lie. I think they're lying to me.
It was good. It was a month.
A lot of people said though. A lot of people say
I took a couple of weeks off, but I'm back in this. You know what I'm saying? And
we're glad to have you back.
And for anybody that you know are listening, I want to thank y'all for taking the time out to listen to us, whether it be in your car, at home, whatever. Hopefully, we giving something that inspire you in some shape, form, or fashion, or just a different point of view from what you may be accustomed to believing in or thinking or whatever. Maybe because we all have different thoughts. I'm not afraid to basically tell people I'm a kind of more of a stern person, straightforward, and this is how I am. I probably say things that they over here cringe and, oh Lord,
hope he don't say it.
Hope he don't say it, but they know I'm gonna say it.
He gonna say it.
So at the end of the day, we do realize that we're being followed by a minister in Bogalusa.
Yeah, Bogalusa.
In Bogalusa. Sir, at the end of the day, thank you for taking the time out, giving us the opportunity to share with you our thoughts and views and things of that nature. Everyone listening, I'm only picking him out because he's a man of God, and we respect that as well. So we try to tone down the verbiage that we use around here. That it's friendly as possible, but yet and still as direct as possible. So I am back. We're gonna do this thing, and we're gonna try to make this a place of where we can. Because believe it or not, y'all, this is therapy for us as well.
Yes.
When we come in this room, we leave all the pride and all that at the front door. We come in and, you may come in this place and we all, we excited or we depressed. Like I said, me and Eldridge, we just went to a funeral and we had put my cousin to rest. Now, with that being said, yeah, we have moments, but that only shows how human we are. This is not just a podcast for us to show you how how strong we can be. This is a podcast where we become vulnerable, which you don't see that with a lot of men. We will literally say, that hurt, man. That didn't make me feel good, or whatever the case may be. And then, our man to kick in and then, we gonna cover up our emotions right then and there, because it's just how we've been programmed, I guess you could say. But we really need y'all support. And we look forward to you guys tuning in every week, every month, or however long we're going to do this. But don't just support us, share. Also, if we can help, reach to us. We don't have too much going on where we can't. If you're supporting us, feel free to call us. We might be the one that can help you with any situation you got going on. Yes, you may be in Bogalusa, but our arms stretch further than just Texas. We can contact people from all over the United States. And with that, that's good. It's social media is a very powerful thing. The more we expand with the podcast, the more we expand with social media, the bigger we are, the bigger the following is, the more people we can help, on top of assisting our own problems and things of that nature. So I'm coming from the heart, telling you guys, thank y'all very much for all the support, all the tune-ins, all the comments, the live feed that we getting. We need that. You know what I'm saying? We are Christians on here. We gonna fall short of the glory and all that good stuff. And but we trying to correct it. And with that, our journey is to lift up other people. Me, I build giants. That's what I say. I'm gonna look forward to meeting people, and I'm gonna try to extract the best you can be. That's all I'm trying to do. And I expect that everybody that I come in contact with, they're looking at me to try to extract the best me that they can get. And I have a lot of growing. I have a lot of potential that has not been explored. So I'm looking forward to coming in contact with people to say, hey, man, I heard you on your podcast, this and that and other, but I heard you got a truck coming, but have you done this? Oh, I heard you have, Airbnbs going up, but can you do this? And then I may not. Kenna just came to me with a proposition about selling liquor. I don't even drink. But at the end of the day,
or smoke.
But at the end of the day, let's do it. We all can bounce ideas and collaborate with each other to come up with a great solution for life. And that's what he's saying. My dad always used to tell me whenever he was raising me, he said, Chris, God never gave me a handbook on how to raise you. I did the best I could, and that was it. And that's what you're getting from us. We don't have a handbook, y'all. We're not professionals in doing this. We just men that genuinely want to help you from our hearts. And this is it. We don't have an ulterior motive, but to assist other people in being better than who they were before the day before, and constantly give that energy to any and everyone. So yeah, that's it with me, y'all. I appreciate your support. We're going to let Ken and Eric close this thing out. Y'all be good.
Yeah, you want to go ahead, Ken? You want me to go last, or you want to go last?
No, I'm done.
Okay, well, first of all...
Wait, no, you know what you always tell me to do, so I'm just...
All right. First of all, I want to say, Aaron, you missed it, baby. Aaron, you missed it, baby. You missed it. Aaron Charles, you missed it, baby. We would love to have you on here today, but we know you doing something good somewhere, man. We praying for you, man. You and the family, man. We know you was on your vacation. Hope it was good for you, but I want to leave you guys with this. Like, Chris and Ken and Aaron and myself, we appreciate you guys tuning in and taking time out of y'all life to check us out, because you could have been doing something else. You invite us, to your ears and your eyes, so we appreciate that. And like the young lady came on the podcast and gave her testimony. We encourage and try to open this platform up for people that want to come on and give their testimony, or want to come on and share some doors that they can open for someone else about giving back. And we don't get paid for none of this. We do this out of the kindness of our hearts. Maybe one day we may get paid for, we don't know. But until then, we're going to keep doing this. Like I say, we're going to keep doing it until God show up and let the world blow up. So I want you guys to go ahead and enjoy the rest of your day. We'll be tuning back in next week, and Ken to give you where we can be reached at and how to call in. We encourage callers. We put the number up. Don't be afraid to call. It don't cost you nothing but time. Ask questions. Give answers. We're not asking everybody to agree with us. You know what I'm saying? We know you're not going to agree with us. We encourage that as well. We know you're not going to like us. We encourage that as well. But we know you're going to love us. So, Ken, tell them where we can be reached at, Ken.
We can be reached at.
We can be reached at. And he just bust out laughing. Lord have mercy. Don't listen to him.
www.rebuildingfuturespodcast.com. We can also be reached anywhere on your social media sites, and anywhere you listen to your favorite podcast.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Like Chappelle say, wrap it up, B. Let's go take Shank somewhere and get him something to eat, man.
Okay.